Now, earlier today, I spoke to Andrea and Harley from the Darling Buds and started out by asking them how their new relationship with Epic Records was going.
Yeah, it's going really well. First of all, we thought that because, you know, we're such a small band and all the other bands on Epic seem to be huge, we thought we'd get lost, but because we've got our label in between, at Native Records, everything has to go through them. They can't do anything without, you know, Native knowing what's going on, so we haven't got lost and it's working really well.
That's right, because of course I got Sade, Michael Jackson, George Michael, and a lot of big bands on there, so you think, who are the Darling Buds? So we just thought that if we got a record coming out and Michael Jackson's got a record coming out at the same time, who's first or whatever, so you think you get swallowed up, but they've been really interested in it and they're taking us a lot of time over it, so it's going really well.
Really helpful,
yeah.
and they really like it, so
yeah,
it's
we're really excited
well.
about it, you know, it's good.
I think because they're so different as well, you know, a lot of the bands there are, well, brass and things like that, so I think we are very different, and they did just have a lot of guitar band, well, they still have, you know, like the Stranglers and Psychedelic Furs and stuff like that, and I think to have a new band like us, I think it's quite exciting for them, you know.
Now, your new single, Burst, has been well received. Andrea, you wrote the lyrics. What's it all about?
Well, it's just sort of about the same sort of love relationship, but it's just about getting really, really annoyed and like your head's going to burst if you don't, if you're going to walk away or if you're getting really screwed up about it, you know, so.
Yeah, you know when you have a relationship with somebody and then they just want to forget you and you just don't want to be there, you just want to sort of break away and come back probably as something else so that they'll like you or something like that. You know, that's the way.
And sort of like argument and then sort of like, oh God, my head's going to burst, you know, and then
it's that sort of
back to an argument and then, yeah, just a really bad headache, yeah.
Is that something you've experienced then, Andrea?
Well, yeah, I suppose, yeah, I must have, yeah.
How about you, Harley?
Oh yeah, all the time, yeah.
It's always got a headache.
Now, you've been on the cover of Melody Maker. The press are beginning to pay a lot of attention to you. What's it like being in the spotlight all of a sudden?
Well, the first front cover we had was in June, and then when they were asked us if we wanted to do another one, we sort of were really shocked because we thought, God, you know, one at the beginning of the summer, one at the end, and then we thought, well, it's good for the band, a new single out, we need it, and it was just, it's really good, you know, because it gets your name round a lot more, and it's just brilliant, so exciting, you know.
Yeah, it's like today when we were coming up here on the tube, and somebody recognised Andrea on the tube. You know, so
sort of said, oh, you know, this single's the best so far, and people have just been really friendly and really nice about it, you know, and often when you do move to a major, you think people are going to, there's so much snobbery about it, they're not going to like you, they think, oh, you've changed, you're not an indie band anymore, but really it's rubbish, you know, you still keep your sound, if anything it gets better because you can afford to be in the studio longer rather than just for the day to do the single, you know, we're really pleased that it's happened like that people still accept us and just like it, you know.
Now, I understand there's an honorary member of the band, and that's your budgie called Smudgy, Harley. Tell us about him.
Oh, yeah, well, that's right. Well, it goes back a long way. My grandmother used to have a bird, and he accidentally died. And so we replaced him, sort of, and so that she wouldn't know. But the problem was, the budgie that she originally had was a light green, and this one was sort of dark green. He seems to have got darker and darker, and he's very cool. You know, he listens, we play him all our demo tapes and stuff, and if he whistles, then they're all right. If he doesn't, if he just sort of sits there and does that, then it's no good. We have to go back up and yeah, he likes all that type of stuff.
Like that.
Really, you know, and he hates what my dad plays, Pavarotti and all that sort of thing. He's not really into that.
So you're going to make him a little leather jacket because he seems to like all these.
He's already got one. Yeah,
he's very
he's
dark,
really scruffy.
anyway.
He's a really scruffy budgie. You know, he's got it.
Yeah.
He's usually got nice sort of feathers going back, and he's sort of come forward, and they've spiked at the front. You know.
You always used to hear these stories of, like, record company A&R, head of A&R, where they'd play the record to their dog. I won't mention any companies. And if the dog liked it, then and that's exactly what we do, really, with my bird.
It's smudgy.
Well, to finish our little bit, we're playing It's All Up to You. Give me a line on the single.
It's all up to you.
It's all I can remember. I haven't sang it for so long.
A band with a big future ahead of them, the Darling Buds. What's more, they're from my part of the world, South Wales. A little bit underrepresented in the rock and roll stakes, but the Darling Buds doing their bit for the good old Welsh folk.